To find out how big earners legally reduce their tax burden, we thought we'd chat with Kerry Packer's former accountant. Allan Mason is the author of Tax Secrets for the Rich, and he joins us now from Brisbane. Good morning, Allan, and thanks for joining us on News Breakfast.
That's all right. Good morning, Bridget.
Most of us not millionaires, most of us not trying to dodge our tax obligations either, but you do have some tips for people at tax time, particularly because it has been such a hard year for so many Australians.
It has, and the tax system does not help the average Australian. We're talking about tax cuts at the moment. Tax cuts go nowhere near covering the inflationary effect of bracket creep. People are paying more tax today than they have ever paid. The tax take, in fact, the amount of money the government collects each year is going to be up about 40%. I mean, 40%, so you can guess who's going to pay that, and it will not be those who are wealthy. It'll be those, unfortunately, who cannot afford it.
Why are the wealthy not paying much tax then? That doesn't seem very equitable.
No, it doesn't sound fair, does it? I suppose it's because they have the ability to move things around in different places. They're investing money into projects, into new businesses. They're trying to grow their asset base. And in doing that, they're able to bring forward expenditure. They're able to offset income and grow a capital base. I know it doesn't sound fair, but on the other side of it is that they create employment, they create business. But look, my tip to the average small business owner, and you talked a little bit about millionaires, or perhaps it should be people who want to be millionaires, who want to aspire to be another Kerry Packer. You need to plan. You need to be a step ahead. You need to be thinking ahead of the game. It's now the 20th of June. You've got 10 days before the 30th of June. Don't be reactive. Don't leave it to the last minute. Plan in advance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, like you say, like the average Australian, or not necessarily a millionaire, but people, an average family, or potentially, as you said, a small business owner. Your top is to really think about planning, and would you say get some advice, get some help, go and see an accountant rather than doing it yourself?
All of the above, and in fact, the problem that a lot of people have, and I estimate that 20% of taxpayers pay more tax than they should. Why? Because they either skimpy on their accountant, they pay and get somebody that's not going to help them because they think about, I want to cut cost. That's not the way to go. And you need to be a step ahead. As I said, we've got 10 days to go towards 30th of June. I know in my situation exactly what my income will be for 2024. I know if I've had a capital gain, I might be doing things to reduce the tax on that capital gain by crystallising some losses on other things. I might be moving money from one entity to another for a tax planning point of view. Even if you're a salary earner, think ahead. Think about how much tax you're going to pay this year, and maybe there are things you can do. Prepay a year's interest on a rental property. Look, there are lots of things you can do. Can I tell you, Bridget, a lot of people, it's a myth about tax. They say the more money I earn, the more tax I pay. It's not true. There are so many concessions within the Tax Act. For instance, you don't pay tax on 50% of any gain on a rental property. Superannuation is 100% deductible. When your super fund is in pension mode, it is tax-free, so it's a tax haven. Sole principal residence, if you build properties and live in a property, improve it a little bit and then sell later on, and improve a little bit and sell later on, all tax-free. So it's not true that the more income I earn, the more tax I pay. I think in that case, you're just being lazy. You've probably got a lazy accountant, or you're getting poor advice.
I like that you've got a chapter on how to do things legally, Allan, because you do speak about the penalties. Hey, it's great to talk to you. We really enjoy having a chat ahead of tax time, important at this time of year. Thanks a lot, Allan Mason.
Thank you. And as I say, don't be a victim of the tax office. Thanks, Bridget.
Thanks, Allan. Important to get your own financial advice always at this time of year.
Yeah.